Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. So today I'm here with the Ghoul, who's Zenithal Highlighted with Mechanicus Standard Grey and matte white on top. Why the gray? So it wouldn't be so dark. I'm starting to not like using, especially when you're using a spray can, using a black paint as the base and then white is just too much of a contrast. With the gray, it's perfect. And we're starting off with some speed paint, and this is actually going to be done all in speed paint. And this is purple Alchemy. It's supposed to be pink, which it is. I mean, it's mostly pink, and I think it's a little bit darker than the volupus pink from Citadel, but it ends up being perfect for these tentacles on this big monster from Massive Darkness 2. This was actually asked if I could paint this by my Patreon patron, so if you want to have some power in what I paint, join Patreon. The link is in the description. Crusader skin now. I'm starting to actually warm up to this speed paint. I think because I've been using it so much, it's getting mixed up so well that maybe it's actually coming out okay. Now, it is a little darker than the artwork, but with the white and that gray, it actually gives this monster a good gray hint or a ghoulish tint to the skin. And yes, I'm going over some of the bandages. That's not a big deal because I'm going to be covering over those later on with another paint to cover that up. Again, so sometimes when you're painting these big miniatures and there's not much to paint, you might as well use some speed paint or some contrast or whatever to get the job done and quickly. If you want this to the table, I mean, like I said, I'll just paint these for table, not for parades. Anyway, so we're going to be using this Gravelord Grey on all of his armor, or like stone-like armor, or whatever this is supposed to be. I have no clue. It does dry quite pale, quite light, as you can see on top as after I'm putting it on, but you know what, it does a great job. And I don't really use speed paints on like bigger areas usually, but this was just because of all the details, this was great. Now I could have painted this like a dark color underneath and then did a couple layers of like gray on top. And anyway, so don't forget his tail there. It's really important to get that tail part. Alright, a little dry brush now of scar tissue. This is from Army Painter. Now what's weird is that it soaked it up. I'm going to get back to that in a second. Mummy robes now. We're going to be putting this on top of all those little straps that he has on his legs, his arms, and his tail. Just to come back to that scar tissue when I did the dry brush, I don't know if you're going to see it. I had to do it a couple times. Now I'm not sure if it rubbed off the actual speed paint because of that whole reactivation issue, or did it actually just absorb it? Because I feel like there's not much of a highlight. Now there is now because I went over a couple times, but I don't know. It seemed like after I put it on, it just looked like it like sucked it up or something. It's just weird. And it's doing the same thing actually with these mummy robes. Don't forget those eyes, alright? Alright, now we're using some stone golem now. This is from Army Painter, and this is going to be going on all those boils of his to give those a really creepy grayish look to them as if they're ready to pop on that skin. There's a few more of those boils on his tail, so don't forget those. And there you have it. The Ghoul is painted and ready for the table. Put some light earth on the bottom and a little bit of brown battlefield, and the base is done. I want to thank you guys for watching and see you all in the next one.